I just want to see the boom fucking in the picture.
Let's make sure I'm zooming.
Like, as this swatted away like a bug. I'm Jamey Caldwell, owner of 1 Minute Out, 21 years special operations. This is 11 questions and a cup of coffee. I have many different ways. My daily method most likely is just convenience. You know, we have a K-cup machine at the house, but what's very unique in that, and I give all credit to my wife for this one. So we get, in the coffee club, we get a lot of whole bean. I like having whole bean fresh ground. So we will order a bunch of the fill your own K-cups. So she will sit there and grind a bag or two, fill our own K-cups. She'll just write on it, you know, what's in there. And then we fill the pod. So it's, you know, to me, it's a little bit fresher, great. But, you know, different situations, I enjoy canned coffee quite a bit. I'm on the road a lot, so my cooler is always full of some different canned coffee. 300s, the smaller cans. I love it that way too, but yeah, however, whenever. I'm not picky. Usually through the mouth. That's my preferred method, but I drink my coffee black a lot. I like it black just to enjoy the flavor of it. You know, I love bourbon and I love the taste of and experimenting with different bourbons, and coffee the same way. Each one of them's a little bit different, and you do get to truly enjoy the roast and what it is by drinking it black. But every once in a while, you know, like a little flavored creamer and just spice it up, just throw a little splash, especially during the holidays, a little pumpkin spice or something in there. The most bizarre, strange, or unique place for a cup of coffee. What comes to mind is probably when I started drinking coffee. I didn't, you know, a lot of guys, when I came up through the military, like especially Ranger Battalion, I remember like the platoon sergeant would come down with this super tall, huge mug full of coffee, and they're just like sucking coffee all day long. And I'm like, man, I'm not at that point in my life yet where I feel I need that energy, because to me, that's what it was. Like they couldn't make it through the day without their coffee. But fast forward now to later in my career, was in Tora Bora. So I'm in Afghanistan, I'm in Tora Bora, and my team leader at the time is like, hey, I'm making some cowboy coffee. Do you want some? I'm like, cool. Like, we're in the mountains of Tora Bora here. Like, what's cowboy coffee? So he's just throwing grinds in hot water and letting it sit for a little while, you know, and we're just sipping on that. So that was kind of unique, you know, my first experience with some coffee, and it was in Afghanistan at the base of Tora Bora, and then that point as we're moving through Tora Bora, you know, continuing to drink some coffee up there in the mountains of Tora Bora in Afghanistan. The hardest thing I have done, good question. I mean, to get where I was in my military career, I mean, obviously had to go through a lot of difficult, challenging selections and different courses throughout my career. I mean, selection was very tough, both mentally and physically. You know, Ranger School was very tough. I don't know that I could narrow it down, or I have one that I can think of that was, you know, the most extreme, but I know for a fact, anybody that's got the Ranger tab has always said, if we had to requalify for this thing every so often, you can have it back. Like, Ranger School just sucks. No food, no sleep. You know, you're operating at your worst, but that's the point of it, is to see, can you still motivate troops and get them to do things when everybody is at their worst, because you never know what you're going to encounter in combat. So Ranger School is definitely pretty tough. I just always, you know, want to be the best at, you know, things that I decide I want to do. You know, I mean, I do a lot of everything now. I mean, from my military career, you know, wanting to make it to the top and be the pinnacle, the tip of the spear. You know, it was a goal of mine, and when I set goals, I mean, I want to strive to be the best at it. But, you know, on a daily basis, and now in retirement, I mean, you know, I have my own business and doing training and night vision stuff and consulting with some companies and working with Black Rifle Coffee Company. It's, you know, it's still getting that fulfillment of being successful at what I'm doing, but providing for my family, providing a good home, food on the table, you know, ensuring that my daughter is taken care of. And, you know, I didn't have a rough upbringing at all. My dad busted his butt for everything that we had. And I just, you know, I want to do the same thing for my family. A lot of it is out there. I mean, bass fishing, you know, fishing professional. It almost depends on the crowd I'm talking to, you know, because I live kind of two different lives on the bass fishing side and then this whole tactical world of training and night vision. It's kind of unique when I'm talking to guys on the bass side and the bass scene when I'm at tournaments and they're like, oh yeah, I see that you know, do all this tactical stuff, you know, so to them that is completely different and unique and, you know, misunderstood, and it's fun to explain it. And then the total opposite when I'm in the tactical world and teaching classes and talking night vision to all these guys and law enforcement guys, and they're like, yeah, you travel the country and like bass fish. What is that all about? So it depends on the crowd, but definitely those two are so far stretched that, yeah, when I'm with one, it's the other. When I'm with one, it's the other. You know, how I define it, I would say everybody does define it differently, but for me, like to say how would I define it for somebody else is just like, whatever you're wanting to accomplish, like I think we all need to have goals, we need to have things to achieve, but it's set whatever that goal is and aim for it. But you know, everybody's like, oh, I want to be at the top, or you know, on the professional bass side, hey, I want to be the best, I want to fish the elite series, I want to fish, you know, the very top tour, I want to get there, I want to do that. And it's definitely a great goal to have and to get there. And I'm not saying undershoot it, but you know, not everybody has the caliber to get to the top level. You know, any goal and whatever you set, it doesn't always have to be the very top, but just set that goal for yourself and you reach success when you reach that level, whatever it is. You know, it doesn't have to be that very top of whatever you're trying to do. I mean, just set a goal for yourself, even if it's a goal for the day, you know, and achieve it. And to me, that's, you know, that's success. It's just being successful and achieving whatever goals you set at, whatever level they are. Can I have a lake view? Mountain view or ocean view? I would tend to like the mountains better. Definitely a mountain with a lake view would be ideal. The ocean is nice. My wife loves the ocean. I could take it or leave it. I don't need to be covered in salty air and sand. To me, that's uncomfortable. But I love the mountains. I love the view up there. I love the climate, the atmosphere. To me, it's just peaceful to sit out there, drink a cup of coffee, or drink some bourbon, and kick back and enjoy nature. I have a superpower, night vision. It's funny because I do tell guys in the class, like, night vision is the only superpower you can buy. Like, you can buy the ability to see in the dark. But if it was anything that I could have, it'd probably be the ability to know everything. Like, you are a human computer. You know, you can at any point in time recall anything, remember anything, or you know anything at all, whether it's history, whether it's things. I mean, to me, it's like when you're trying to figure out a problem, it's like, well, if I knew what would happen with X and Y, then I could figure that out pretty easily. So I think it would just be to absolutely know anything and everything that I would want to know. My hobbies outside of what I'm known for, I'm kind of all over the place. And a lot of people know I like bourbon, I like to fish, I like to shoot, do night vision. I like to cook. I did a lot of like cooking classes and stuff in high school, more or less because it was an easy credit, but then sort of fell in love with it. So I do love to cook, I love to grill. I've got multiple grills at home, all different kinds. So I enjoy it. It's peaceful, and it's fun to kind of chill out and make a good dinner or one of the slow cooking things and just have that long time to kind of chill, relax, and cook or smoke something over the Traeger. How would I do in a post-apocalyptic world on a scale of 1 to 10? I think I'll be just fine.